Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Angie, and in this video I'll show you how I made some quick and easy Christmas crafts. For this project I'll be using a vintage vegetable slicer and a piece of scrap pallet wood. I cut the pallet wood to size to make a simple box. I used glue and nails to attach the pieces together. I then sanded all the rough edges. Next, I gave the entire thing a coat of stain. To decorate the slicer, I printed out a Christmas image to fit it. I then inked the edges and decoupaged it onto the slicer. I also printed out an image to fit the front of the box, so I decoupaged that on as well. Next, I put the slicer in the box and then added some foam and covered it with Spanish moss. I then started adding the greenery. I added some miniature ornaments by gluing a sharp stick into it and then wrapping the stick with florist tape. Next, I made a couple of miniature books by using some chipboard and a book image. I cut the chipboard to size and then glued a piece of paper over it. I then glued the cover on and used a piece of gold washi tape for the binding. I then glued the book to a paper-covered wire and added it to the greenery. To finish it, I added a bow to the top. For the next 3 ornaments, I'm using some burned out glow stick necklaces. I started by doubling it over and wrapping it with tinsel stems. I used the pine stems for this one. For this one, I used a fluffy chenille stem. I then went through my pre-made resin pieces and chose one for each ornament. For the first ornament, I started by covering some pearl beads with rub and buff. This resin piece was already painted, so I added some rub and buff to it as well. I also added rub and buff to some holly leaves. Next, I glued the leaves and beads onto the ornament. I then attached the resin piece to a swivel clasp and then attached that to the ornament. To finish it, I added a ribbon hanger and a bow. For this ornament, I started by gluing 2 matching resin pieces together. I then used a pearl white paint on it, followed by a silver glitter paint. Next, I added a jump ring to the snowflake and then attached that to the ribbon hanger. I then glued on some small bits of greenery and a miniature Santa ornament, and to finish it, I added a bow. For this ornament, I started by painting the resin frame silver. I didn't think the silver tinsel stems were full enough, so I added a layer of tinsel garland over top of it. Next, I decoupaged an image onto the small frame. When that was dry, I applied a two-step crackle. While the crackle was drying, I painted a few wooden beads red. I then added antique wax paste to highlight the crackle. I also added the gold rub and buff to highlight the resin frame. Next, I drilled a small hole through the top of the frame and added a jump ring. I then attached the frame to the ribbon hanger. To finish it, I added a few bits of greenery, the red beads, and a bow. For the last project, I started by removing the screws from the back of the ornament. I then painted the inside white. Next, I covered the front of the ornament with some scrapbook paper. I then decoupaged an image onto the white circle. When that was dry, I glued the circle into the frame. I also used the two-step crackle over this image. I then covered the back of the ornament with scrapbook paper as well. Next, I glued some gold rope trim around the edge. I also added some glitter glue around the edges as well. Next, I glued a resin snowflake onto the back of the ornament. I used more of the antique wax paste to highlight the crackle. I then added some clear glitter to the center and glued a plastic ornament over it. I added more glitter glue around the edge of the plastic dome. To finish it, I added a ribbon hanger and a bow. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed these Christmas projects, and I'll see you in the next video.